welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to manifest effortlessly while others, maybe even yourself, seem to struggle and stay stuck? Today, I'm going to help you break free of that old identity who's manifesting by default and help you manifest by design using quantum manifestation. Now, I want to give you a real world story. Yesterday, I had a call with an entrepreneur who came to me for coaching. And I want to share with you how he's currently manifesting by default, and he has been perpetually stuck in the cycle for a prolonged period. Now, there's only 3 things that occur that are creating every result in your life. So let's start there. You are an energetic being, and that's what we're going to get into today, understanding how energy, frequency, and vibration equal manifestation. But you as a person create and manifest by just 3 things. It is your thoughts, which are actually the electrical charge when it comes to manifesting. So think of your thoughts as sending electrical charges out, sending intentions out, what you do want. Your emotions are the magnetic charge drawing experiences back to you. And this is the separation between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind is the emotional body, and we will get into the power of emotions shortly. So it's your thoughts, emotions, and then your habits or your actions that create every result in your life. That's it. These 3 things manifest your current reality. So let me share this story yesterday. This entrepreneur, he is stuck in, and I need to write all of these down for you. Here's where he's stuck. He's stuck in self-doubt. He has no clarity. He doesn't know what he wants for the future, if he should sell his business, if he should do something else. He's totally lost, lacks clarity, has a lot of uncertainty. He's beating himself up, so negative self-talk. He thinks he should be further than he currently is. So hopefully you can see that somebody in this state of being with these thoughts and these emotions are contracted. Think about this as low levels of consciousness, and I will pop this up on the screen right here. When you're in the low levels of consciousness, it creates very dense, low frequency, low vibration. You are a magnet. Based on what you're thinking and feeling creates your electromagnetic field. What you put out, you get back. So he is currently stuck in this negative thinking, feeling loop. And if you're not careful, we actually become addicted to these negative states of being, these negative results in our life. I know you don't want to be here, but in order to break free, you have to start thinking and feeling differently, which is hard when you're stuck in this stressed out mode, which has everything to do with brainwaves. So let me pause and take a moment here. He is stuck in these low levels of consciousness, which are really dense vibrations. And think about that. When you're in these low levels of vibration, low consciousness, you're contracted. It's like you're white knuckling your way through life because he's stressed out in fear, doubt, and worry and uncertainty. So that's what he's putting out. He's contracted, not manifesting what he wants. In fact, he's manifesting by default, and he's staying stuck. So how do you break free of your current reality? Whether you want more money, or you want success in business, or you want love, whatever it is that you are seeking, it comes down to you have to break the habit of being yourself. You can no longer be this state of being, and I want to help you, number 1, get clear on who you do want to be. But more importantly, number 2, start manifesting by design. Start using quantum manifestation, because manifesting can be easy. So how do you do this? Let's get to it. So now that you understand, there's only 3 things that are creating every result in your life. It is your habitual thoughts, emotions, and habits. That's literally it. And based on that, based on your state of being, you are emanating a frequency. So how do you break free and start getting what you want? Now I want to bring in for you the idea of quantum physics and the quantum field. Einstein has this infamous quote, "The field is the sole governing agency of the particle." What does that mean? For just a moment, I want you to imagine the quantum field as a big Excel spreadsheet. And the reason I use Excel is because Excel goes on for infinity. And how do you connect an X and Y point, a column and a row? How do you connect to your manifestation? How do you experience it in reality? You have to become a vibrational match. So let's dive in. So the idea of the quantum field, it's all energy, it's all frequency, it's all vibration. In fact, here's another quote from Einstein. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. So how do you do this? I want you to understand that high frequency, high vibration, remember these are all emotional states, are where this quantum field are where potentials already exist. So that's why when it comes to manifesting, you're not creating something new. You, through your thoughts and emotions, are transforming your vibrational state to become an energetic match to your desire. So let me finish drawing this and then I'll explain. Okay, so the idea here is that the lower we go, the bigger the wave because it's more dense and a lower levels of consciousness. So when it comes to emotions, down here is where we have fear and doubt and worry and stress. Those are low levels of consciousness and low dense vibration. So when you're putting that out, remember you're going to be contracted and keep getting more of the same. However, as we move up in levels of consciousness, which simply is another term, self-awareness, the more aware and conscious you become of your inner state, the more in control of your life you are. And I am telling you, when you can have mental, emotional discipline, manifesting becomes easy. So as we move up here, this is up here is love, joy, gratitude, empowerment, etc. And there's a spectrum in between, and there's nothing wrong with your emotional states. But I want you to think of your emotions as a check engine light. Your emotions are letting you know what you're thinking and the energy that you're emitting. Before we go on, here's what I want to offer you. If you currently feel stuck and you want to fast track where you are to where you want to be in life, I do provide one-on-one coaching. I will include a link below, but you can also visit my website, heatherhakes.com, and apply to schedule your free call. So back to understanding the quantum field. I also have shared this before in a previous video. The biggest thing that keeps people stuck and living in these low consciousness, low level states is because we've been conditioned into fear, lack, limitation, and separation for thousands of years. And if that is your default mode, that is your operating system, fear, lack, limitation, and separation, you will stay in these low levels of consciousness, which is where most of humanity is. The good news is you have the power to break free of that, and that's what I'm sharing with you today. In order to manifest what you want, to manifest with ease, and to stay in these higher vibration emotional states, it comes down to your state of being. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get really clear. What is it that you want in life? Because clarity is the first step. So over here, I want you to get clear. What do you want? What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? What kind of experiences do you want to have? What kind of business or success? What do you want? And then you're going to realize there's a gap. There's a gap between where you are and the life you could be living, and they're all based on your state of being. Remember, your state of being is three things. It's your habitual thoughts, emotions, and actions. And those three things are what's creating your vibrational field, your electromagnetic field, and based on what you put out, you get back. That's it. I really do want to keep this simple and high level for you. So once you get clear on what you do want, now you have to realize you have to start thinking, feeling, and doing new things in order to match the vibrational frequency of the thing that you want. All right, let's bring more quantum physics into this. Here's what I want you to know. Quantum physics at the subatomic level teaches us this. Everything in our universe is vibrating at a certain level. Remember, it's all based on frequency and vibration. The lower density, the slower the wave, the higher the frequency, love, joy, gratitude, the faster it's moving. But in our 3D realm, in our 3D reality, everything is 99.99% empty space. So even this marker looks solid, I look solid, this whiteboard looks solid, but it is only 0.001% matter. What that means is what we can see with our eyes, with our senses, is less than 1% of reality. And here's why people stay stuck, struggle and effort forever trying to manifest what they want. Most people are trying to manifest on the 3D plane using that less than 1%, trying to make something happen, and that's insanity because that's not how it works. So now let's move into the 3 planes of existence so you understand how to connect with the quantum field, how to match the vibration so you can manifest what you want with ease. All right, so if we go back to what I was sharing, that most of humanity has been conditioned into fear, lack, limitation, and separation. When you are thinking, feeling, and acting from that state, you will never have enough because you are emitting a low frequency, living in low levels of consciousness. So how do you break free? I've also shared this before. I want you to remember that you are an aspect of the divine. You are the idea of God, which my definition of God is the grand old divine, because there's a lot of baggage around that word. But you are an aspect of the divine that has incarnated in your persona. For me, I've incarnated as Heather Hakes because I want to experience life through my lens, through my things that I love to do. I'm an endurance athlete and I love travel and adventure. So the divinity incarnated into 8 billion fractals wanting to experience through your 5 senses this thing we call life. So first of all, you have to remember that, because that's when you're stuck in fear, lack, and separation is because you forgot who you are. When you can remember, so this is a mindset shift. When you can remember you are an aspect of the divine, incarnated, you take your power back. So here's what I want you to understand. Your role in this human experience, here's my definition of God in this 3D realm. Your role is to generate your ordered desires. That's your job. Remember, it's not about creating something new. Creation is finished, but your job is to transform the energy, the frequency, the vibration from the quantum field into 3D reality. So how do you do it? All right, so now that you remember, you are an aspect of the divinity, and your role in this 3D human experience is to generate ordered desires. Let's talk about how you do it. When it comes to manifesting, and the reason why most people stay stuck is because they are only trying to manifest by the 3D realm. They're trying to manifest in the physical. They think if I just work harder, if I struggle and effort, and it's also part of our Western culture and Western paradigm, hustle and grind, we've glorified it. So most people are down here on the physical, which is just the reflection, trying to make things happen. So don't do that. That's the hard way. The next plane of existence is mental. This is your job. This is your only job, in fact. This is your role in manifestation, mental. And then spiritual, also known as the superconscious mind or quantum field, where all potentials already exist. So once you understand these 3 planes of existence and how they're all connected and intertwined, now let's talk about your role when it comes to manifesting and matching the frequency and vibration. So here in the spiritual or the quantum field is where all potentials already exist. Anything you can fathom, anything you can desire means the fact that you can desire it, it is something already available to you on your timeline. And the idea of quantum manifesting, creating quantum leaps, is collapsing time so you can experience now. It doesn't have to take 6 years. It doesn't have to take 6 months. Things can happen quickly when you understand the formula and put this into play. So the quantum field, where all potentials already exist, remember, everything is frequency and vibration. So no matter what it is that you want, it's all just a different frequency. The mental plane, this is your job. So the mental plane is when you want to create alignment through your conscious mind and subconscious mind. That simply means your conscious mind are your wishes and desires. So this is the clear intention. The subconscious mind is the emotional state. Let me explain how these two work. So when you have a clear intention using 5% your conscious mind, think of your thoughts as electrical signals. Your thoughts are electrical charges sending the intention out into the field. So the clear intention is the electrical signal. Your emotional state, the subconscious mind, 95% driving the show, is the magnetic charge drawing experiences back to you. And here's where people get tripped up. You might know what you want. You might be really clear on that dollar amount or the business success or having the lover. But as soon as you fall into those low vibe, low conscious emotional states, let's name them: fear, doubt, uncertainty, impatience, frustration. As soon as you fall into these emotional states, number one, you've created a misalignment. You know what you want, but you don't feel it's already done. You don't have the emotional signature that you already have it: gratitude, joy, love, connection, freedom. You have now defaulted into these low vibe emotional states, that old state of being. So then you stay in this tug of war game, maybe 2 steps forward if you're lucky and 2 steps back. You know what you want, but you don't trust it's possible. This is the game. When you can get clear on what you want. So here's what quantum manifesting, how to create quantum leaps in your life. It comes down to one word. Are you ready for it? Embodiment. When you can embody this mental emotional state, and more importantly, maintain it, now you've created a strong Wi-Fi signal connecting all 3 planes of existence because of your embodiment, your emotional state. I'll write it again here. This is your only role. When you can create the embodiment, the certainty, the conviction, the already knowing it's done, and you can maintain that frequency, this is how you collapse those waves of information, the frequency, into the physical realm. This is how manifesting works. This is how quantum manifestation works. When these are in alignment and you can maintain this energy in the frequency, this isn't magic. This is how quickly things can happen. And I do this all of the time, and I'm inviting you to do it. Once you maintain the alignment, then your physical realm, this 3D experience that we all have, it is only a mirror. It is a reflection based on your state of being. And that's why there is a short time delay. But the time it takes for you to manifest what it is that you want all comes down to your ability to embody and maintain that frequency. Remember, as Einstein said, when you can match that frequency, reality has no choice but to manifest your desires. I would love to hear from you. What is your key takeaway? What is your aha? And when you put this into play, come back and share in the comments what you quantum leaped. Thanks for tuning into today's video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you're the first to know when new videos drop. And give me a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next one.